Recorded live at Carolla One Studios with Adam Carolla and board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist, Dr. Drew Pinsky. You're listening to The Adam and Dr. Drew Show.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get on that judgment. I'm going to get on that dude board. This specialist. Yeah, Drewski, what's going on with Drewski, man?
Well, thank you for letting me run away last week. And I went to the great Northern Territory of Canada. And I have more Canadian observations.
Okay.
First of all, they only build bridges there.
Mm-hmm.
There's no border to Canada. Oh, no, wait a minute. It's a 2-hour shakedown.
Oh.
Shakedown.
It's funny. You know, it is interesting that Canada sort of presents itself as so progressive. Like Canada, now look, depends what province I guess you go to, but Canada in general, I mean, they just had Trudeau. Now they got someone more progressive than Trudeau.
Yeah.
And they really present themselves as the sort of hold hands,
Yes.
there's no borders,
Yes.
imagine no possessions. You try to get into Canada, they're the rudest, most inhospitable, Gestapo-esque, shakedown Nazis, border you've ever been. And I've been to a lot of countries. Canada's clearly the worst. So once again, there's kind of what your publicist is pushing out there and then who you are. But also, once again, they're a sovereign nation, so they're allowed to protect their borders.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not offensive to me.
No, it's
that
a
they're
procedure.
protecting their border.
Work permits are expensive and paperwork and blah, 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 blah. And, you know, we sent a lot of work up there, this country, because they're all leaving out of California. They're
Right.
going to Canada. They don't care. It's steely-eyed glares.
Yes.
This will be a while. Sit down. $150, please. Go to the cashier, blah, blah, blah. And lines and lines and lines and lines.
No,
and lines.
I've not used the word harassed very often, but multiple times when I went to Canada,
Yeah.
I was harassed by the border guys. And by the way, I'm just a fucking white dude just going to their country to work.
Hey,
I didn't get caught doing anything.
Yeah. By the way, the U.S. border guard, when I came back over, stepped out from behind his counter. I was like, hey, dude, big fan. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your work. And I'm like, come on. Just very hospitable and friendly. But having said all that, remember my observation about the Vancouver, Victoria area, which is that the Canadians are super saccharine nice, but don't scratch under the surface.
Right.
Don't accidentally bite into their muffin or something. They go berserk. Well, the Toronto contingent is equally as nice, and they don't have that rage thing. They don't have it. I was kind of surprised.
So who had it? Did you say it was Vancouver?
Really, Victoria is really where they had it. British Columbia. So British Columbia generally, it's same thing. Super nice, but do not cross. Do not,
Right.
dare. I ran into it headlong when I tried to share a piece of gym equipment with someone. It's mine.
Oh, really?
I go, yeah. I'm not going to change the weights. I'm just going to step in while you're resting. This is my equipment.
Really?
Oh, it was wild. I thought, oh yeah, there it is. But not in Toronto, not at all. Nothing like that. They're just nice. They're very nice. And it's also very, it's a foreign country. It's very international. A lot of French, which was nice for me. But it was interesting to, just reflect about, like you said, what the PR is on the country versus the reality of it. And, it seems that the embrace of collectivism is not that explicit up there. They seem to be embracing competition a little bit. They like economy, and they like kind of like hard work. So it's interesting to compare it with the BS we're being sold down here. So,
All
right. And the other thing you and I have talked about is this is a bigger topic as it pertains to being nice. So there's an anthropologist and there's a neurobiologist out there that's talking about the differences between men and women. And one of the things that they sort of both kind of fall into is how much evolutionary biology figures into our instincts and how we think and feel and, where our motivations are. And they both have been saying that, women are motivated to caretake. right? There's more agreeableness. That's something Jordan Peterson has always pointed out on the personality inventories, personality scales.
Who's pointed out?
Jordan Peterson has always pointed that out on the personality scales. But these guys are pointing it out on a more neurobiological, anthropological level, which is this caretaking thing is profound. It's deep. And it tends to be focused on, it's from an evolutionary standpoint, it's for child rearing. And two things kind of emerge in that conversation. One is, if you don't have children, well, where's that caretaking thing going to go? It goes into, well, every time I see somebody in need, somebody who's being colonialized and somebody who's being exploited, I got to take care of them. I got to make it better.
Right.
That embedded, there's another sort of layer to this, which we can sort of put aside for a second. But the other side is that because of the risks associated with child rearing, which are massive, the XY male primates tend to assume other risk of hunting, fighting, protecting. And that
they assume the risk of childbirth, and we'll assume the risk of fighting a bear.
Or climbing up on a bridge to build it so we can get across the bridge. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, but it was interesting. The first layer of that is kind of interesting to me. I thought it'd be interesting to you, which is that the caretaking leads to toxic empathy. Is literally what it leads to.
Yes.
Which is something Gad Saad has been saying for a long time.
Oh, yeah. It's making me think about a clip I saw of a woman from England who was talking about moving to an island with all Muslim or all English. This is kind of what you're talking about. Yeah, I agree with that. On the subject of nice, I really want to kind of break this down.
All right.
Because there's a kind of a nice, and there's people I know who are nice, and we'll play this clip in a moment, but like...
Can I stop you? There's agreeableness and there's conflict avoidance. Both go down as nice.
I'll give you an example or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
All right.
My son is not nice in a traditional way.
Yeah.
Like he's the kind of you can kind of tell because I'll call him and he'll go hello and I'll go Sonny and he'll go yeah, like what do you need? He's right on it.
Yeah.
Like and then we might talk for an hour, but he doesn't go how you doing? Good. Mm-hmm. How you doing? Good. How's your day?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good day. So how's it going so far?
So no saccharine element.
He goes right to what do we got?
Yeah.
And then we start getting into whatever it is. And like I said, he's not in a hurry. He just wants to get to whatever it is we're talking about. Mm-hmm. He's never...
Let's get rid of Pops.
...overtly friendly, but he is very thoughtful. Like, he would never be late. He will... Like, if you ask him to do something, he'll do it. He's the kind of person where whatever it is you're doing... Wherever you are, could be at a party, could be watching a sport. You like stand up and go, Sonny, yeah, let's go. We're going. And he just gets up and leaves with you. You know what I mean? He doesn't, well, wait a minute. What's going on? Well, how come I have to, nothing. He's not that way at all. There are people that are, and also with a weird, like, dusting. Now, people don't understand it as I have this and no one thinks about it, like a weird low self-esteem. Like if I'm sitting in my condo and my girlfriend's coming home at night, I'm always like, I got to turn the porch light on. I got to turn the outside light on so it's light when she comes up. Then I'll shut it off in the morning, or I'll shut it off after she gets in or whatever. It's not really nice. It's just like I will. There's a difference. Okay, when you're picking somebody up, who are the people that are standing outside in the driveway waiting versus in the house? And you got to wait 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, I'll always just go stand out there. And people, like here's an example. People go, they used to send town cars. They would send a town car to every show, everything, every event, They had a town car. And then I'd look at it could be to the airport, could be to the Tonight Show, or whatever it is, but they're sending a car. And then every time they'd send the fucking town car, the rundown would be like, town car shows up at, 6 a.m. and you have a 10 o'clock flight out of LAX, and I go, I'm not leaving until like 8. I'm not leaving until 8. Well, they'll be there. I go, no, and they'd go, what? Who cares? It's their job, and I'll go, call the guy, tell him to show up at 8. Listen, it's already set for 6. And leave him alone. He'll be there. He'll just be there. I'll go, I don't know. I don't want the guy sitting in his fucking car down on the street for an hour or an hour and a half.
We can't
and
do
they'd
it.
go, that's his job. It doesn't matter. They already paid for it. And I'd go, no. So, by the way, why am I having an argument over this fucking putz who's going to sit in his town car? Because I don't want it. I can't have it. I can't have it. Now, once I get in the car, so I'll be like, call the fucking company, tell them he can show up at 7:30, but not at 6. It's too, I don't want him sitting there. Okay. Once I get in the car, I don't go, how you doing? How's your day going so far? Okay. I just get in the car and I go, hey, my name's Sam. I'm going to make some phone calls. And then I lean back. And I'm not nice. But I am nice in that I don't want this fucking guy sitting there for 2 hours.
Right.
A lot of people have the opposite of that.
Yes.
The opposite of that. And by the way, they get to be the nice ones.
Right.
That's what I'm starting to worry about, because my son is exquisitely like Andrew is not overtly nice. He's overtly agreeable and accommodating. And thus you can do whatever you want with Andrew. But there's never the bullshit saccharine.
Right.
Oh, how you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome. Awesome. I got a haircut. Oh, it's awesome. Awesome, you got a haircut.
Yeah. And back on the same spectrum as the conflict avoidance, conflict averse. That's not always nice. Sometimes you need to push back on people. It's the same thing as the homeless thing. It's not nice to leave people out there dying, but it goes down as nice.
Yes.
That's
all right.
nice.
So now what we have is a British woman who's going to encapsulate everything that is wrong with the time we're living in 1 minute.
Fabulous.
If someone said to me that I had to spend a week on an island, but I had the choice of 2 islands, one of those islands would be filled with British, white, patriotic men, and one of those
See the hatred on her face when she
islands
said
Well,
that?
hold on. I mean, the kind of guys that
She can't even say it without
guys that won World War II,
Oh my God.
you'd be.
British.
By the way, bitch, you'd be sucking up to Islam in German if it weren't for those people. All right, here we go.
White patriotic men, and one of those islands would be filled with Muslim men. I can 100% say that I would feel safe and secure on the island with Muslim men.
Because they don't remind me of my dad,
That's
who
right.
made me feel unsafe.
I mean, you have to look at it this way. She's not even saying it's a coin toss. She's
Yeah,
saying
100%.
Muslim men are less violent and less, I guess, likely to rape you, I suppose. So then if there's enough people that think like you, then enough people who think like you get voted into office, and then you open the floodgates, and then you have Muslim men, and then you've ruined your country because they've ruined the reason. I don't think there is a part that no one will say out loud, but I will. Somalia, Mexico, Muslim countries, the reason they're fleeing is because they've ruined their countries. Their people have ruined their countries, and now they're fleeing to our country. So if they come in enough numbers, then they shall ruin your country as well, which is basically happening in Europe. No one wants to think that way, but I've always been wildly consistent. Take fucking army ants, take carpenter ants and put them somewhere. What do? They act like carpenter ants. They just do what they do. People don't like it, and they don't like this talk because they're like, not all. Yeah, no, it's a cultural thing, though. If you get to a point where it is more L.A., LA's a trash heap now. LA was not a trash heap. Mexico's a trash heap, but LA was not a trash heap. But now LA is filled with Mexicans, and now LA is a trash heap, and that's how it works, everybody.
Let's even use their...
Or let's forget about synagogues and mosques and whatever it is. Okay, I don't know how many mosques were in Minnesota, and I don't know how many mosques were in Chichester, England, 100 years ago. But I'll guarantee you there's a lot more mosques there now.
Yeah.
Why? Well, you've imported a bunch of people who go to mosques.
Yeah.
Okay, more mosques.
Yeah.
But also more whatever it is they do.
Right.
More. So and then you got to go, well, what do they do? And then if you decide... The problem is inherently more of what they do is bad because they're fleeing. People aren't fleeing Switzerland because whatever they do is not bad for the people who live there.
Right.
So xenophobic, whatever, that's the reality, and it's going to happen. Oh, now we got City Councilman Soto who wants illegals to vote. Right. So they can make this into Mexico. But the thing I always want to say to the Muslims or the Mexicans or the whomever, Somalis, I don't know why you're so bent on ruining the place you're fleeing to. Why don't you just suck a little dick and do what the fuck the smart people tell you who created this, and then we could all enjoy our lives.
Well, that is the point, right? It's not the people coming. Let me use their logic.
The people.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me use their logic. Culture is inserted into them. It's a tabula rasa. It's just inserted into them. And so if there's deficiencies in that, we can insert something else, and they can come here and insert this culture.
But not if they come in enough numbers and they have enough politicians.
Yeah, but we're not even allowed to say anything like that because all culture is good, cannot judge, et cetera, et cetera.
I do a lot of judging.
Yeah, and so there's this weird inconsistency in their thinking, which is, yeah, come here. This is the final...
By the way, none of these cultures manufacture an automobile. And people go, so what? I go, that'll tell you something. They're not an advanced culture.
And this guy's logic is the sort of next step on it, which is, let's not make them do anything, right? They don't do anything just to make them citizens. My thing is like, hey, learn language, become a citizen. Fantastic. Get them, improve the route to citizenship.
Yeah.
No problem.
No,
but no. They're not for that.
All right. I don't know. Is there a clip of this guy?
Yeah, there is.
There it is.
Recognize that we have folks living in this country who've been here 20 years, they've started a family, they pay their taxes, many of them are homeowners, but they don't have a say over the policies that affect their children and their families on any given day. The motion only asks to seek to explore whether we want to head in that direction. I think the details of who's going to be involved, how we're going to do it, all that needs to get sussed out.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Little.
How about just citizenship? How about just that?
Well, we're going to explore that direction, which is what we're doing. All right, we'll take a quick break. Be right back after this. Into cloud. Listen, I don't know if you've noticed, but everything costs more now except stress. Stress is still free. That's why I love my friends over at Into Cloud. Into Cloud is a fully legal online cannabis dispensary for gummies, exotic flowers, and more. Everything is federally legal hemp, THC, lab tested, and shipped discreetly to your door. They have energy gummies for daytime focus and momentum, and THC sodas for social plans without alcohol. I love Into Cloud soda, but all their stuff is great, and I know you're going to love it too. Am I right, Daphne?
If you're 21 or older, go to indocloud.co, that's .co, not .com, and for new customers, use code Adam and Drew for 40% off your order. That's indocloud.co, code Adam and Drew for 40% off, shipped discreetly to your door, plus free shipping on orders over $50 and free gifts on qualifying orders. And please don't forget to fill out the quick survey when you order to support this show. Enjoy responsibly, and thanks to IndoCloud for helping you navigate the madness a little easier this May.
All right.
Yeah.
I got stuff.
All right, keep going. That nice thing is interesting, though. I put you on a list of things that go down as nice, by the way. Ladylike was on my list. Interesting. But there's like 20 different things on there that we go down as nice that are really not nice at all when you think about it. But go ahead. What do you got?
I don't, well, maybe people are starting to understand, but I don't think people get the sort of regulation part of this state that and what it truly is doing. And I was listening to Conan O'Brien talking about wanting to do a Oscar bit and involved puppy dogs or dogs, and they couldn't do it. It was just too much. The rules were the dogs had to live together for 3 days before they could film them so they could acclimate to one another.
Perfect.
Whatever it was. And then so you go, fuck it. But by the way, when you say fuck it, A, you don't do the bit, but B, no money for the dog guy who would like to bring his dog and get paid,
That's
and the PAs and the cameraman and the sound guy. There's
the whole production team.
That's all gone.
Yeah.
All right, so we have nothing.
Yeah.
When we could have had something, but you had so many rules, we could do nothing. I was, and we can...
Well, what's her name once more? Jane Fonda.
Jane Fonda wants more
Not
regulations.
Not enough.
I was in the process of trying to get a property, trying to, I'll play this clip with Conan, actually, since Andrew's been chomping at the bit on it, but it's kind of interesting. Now, the thing that's funny is progressives in this town not realizing who they're supporting or what they're doing.
Right.
Like Conan O'Brien is probably would vote for Karen Bass and probably would vote for Gavin Newsom. But then they go, I can't work in this town. We have to leave. We have to go to Atlanta to shoot, or Prague or Hungary or something, because we can't. It's too expensive. And then they go, oh, and I'm going to vote for Karen Bass. Right. So that's what they're not syncing up. They're sort of, and they're also they're sort of surprised by it, because they're not in the building business. They're in the comedy business, so it doesn't normally affect them. But now, when you do a production, it does. But we'll play the clip.
It is so interesting that they don't connect the dots. You know what's
what they
have you
connect.
seen?
Here's what they do. They connect the dot. Here's what Hollywood does. They go, God damn it! There's no production in Hollywood anymore because they've been overregulated and overtaxed. Then they pause and they go, why don't we have more housing for the homeless community?
Yeah.
And the answer is the same fucking reason, you idiots. The exact same reason you don't have production is the reason we can't build inexpensive housing, but you guys vote left.
Right. I'm going to make a prediction.
Yes.
You ready? And maybe if it's even in this podcast, they're going to blame AI.
No, I don't. Well, no.
No writers, all AI. Listen,
all right.
Lisa Kudrow's comeback series, the entire season is about that.
All right, here we go.
And the kind of sort of maudlin...
It's not about AI, so here we go.
In this country, in this town, of all places.
We had a moment on the Oscars that was really said a lot to me, which is we had an idea for the Oscars where I'm backstage and I just had this image flash. So sometimes things just come to me as an image, and one image was when I'm coming back, when they're bumping in from commercial to come back to me, I'll be backstage and it'll be I'm rolling on the floor with nine golden retrievers. I'm rolling on the floor with nine golden retrievers, and the band's playing, and then you hear, ladies and gentlemen, once again, your host, Conan O'Brien, and I leap up, and a team of a whole bunch of people with giant, lint brushes roll me really quickly, and I step out on stage and go, hi, everybody, cinematography. And it was just this quick, silly visual that I loved. And it's really interesting. One of the producers said, okay, this is going to be incredibly expensive.
I know.
And I said, really? Just getting a couple of golden retrievers? And she said, well, the rule is each dog has to be acclimated with the other dog. So they all have to live together for like 2 weeks before they can come on, before they can be on camera together. And if they're living together, all their handlers have to live with them too.
My God.
And she was going through all the things and how the cost got up to, I think it was going to cost as much as like, baseline sticker price for like
that makes sense. But this is now. It's like when Jane Fonda's like, I don't agree. I think there should be more regulation. I don't think we're under-regulated or over-regulated. And then 10 seconds later, Bill Maher goes, I had to have 2 inspections to change my garage door. And she goes, that's not right. Like, yeah, bitch, it's not right. What the fuck do you... But then you realize this is chick think, by the way, and this is what we're dealing with. And it's going to be tough to defeat when they're in charge because that's the fucking way they think. Now,
lots of meetings. Need lots
of meetings about dogs. I've had this ongoing thing with I'm trying to get a property appraised, okay? And I've lived here my whole life, and I've had property for 30 years plus, and I've had plenty of appraisers, and you make an appointment, they show up, and they just appraise your property, and it's usually lower than it's worth because they work with the banks, and they're trying to protect themselves, but that's just how it works.
Yeah.
Fine. So I have this property.
Isn't that a felony? Is that what Trump got in trouble for?
His is for more.
Oh, more, I see.
Right. No, mine is for less.
Okay.
So I got this appraiser, and they're trying to go up to the house and appraise the house, and I am working on the house. So, they go up and they go, all right, we're looking at the house, but it looks like the deck is all torn up or whatever. And I go, just go ahead and appraise the house. And they go, it's got to be finished. What? And I go, well, when I bought the house, the deck was all fucked up. So I bought the house and I had it appraised. We have to have it. We can't have work going on. I'm like, I don't. Well, first off, listen, Drew, your car in mint condition is worth this much, and then if there's a big dent in the fender, then it's worth less.
Yeah.
But I'm allowed to appraise it.
You would think.
I don't go.
If you turned it in, it gets appraised.
You got to get the car fixed before I appraise it. So I go, just fucking go up and appraise the fucking house. Yeah, we're redoing the driveway. Now it's got to be done. Then I go, okay. So then I go, all right, well, we got the deck built. So go back up and appraise the house. There needs to be a railing on the deck. I go, why does there need to be a railing? Just appraise the house. Okay, deduct $3,000 for the railing.
Yeah.
No, it's a safety issue. I go, what do you mean? Just go up and appraise the house. There has to be a railing. And
safe.
There's got to be smoke detectors have to be up and running. I go, why do you need smoke detectors? Just appraise the house. Why do I need to put smoke detectors up? It has to be safe and operable. I go, none of this existed. I've had a million places appraise. I never had a discussion about smoke detectors.
This is something new.
It's something new. Yeah. My whole point is, this person,
jeez, it just goes in one direction,
is literally on their 5th trip to the house.
Isn't he pissed?
I would be. They're like, well, we can't come if you start the driveway, then we can't appraise. If you leave the old driveway in place, we can appraise it. But if they're I go, just deduct the fucking price of the driveway.
Just pretend it's not being worked on. Pretend it's still the same.
It's a safety issue. Are you fucking nuts? They have turned what was an easy 1-hour process into a multi-month journey.
All they used to do was just check the square footage, really.
We need smoke detectors. We need railing.
Was it this guy, maybe?
No, it's this whole. It's the law. Now that's my whole point. My whole point is you fucking guys turned everything into a fucking big kasha and things. By the way, it stops things because I'm supposed to get an appraiser. Ugh. I'm supposed to then give it to the bank. Then the bank refinances and all the cogs and mechanisms are moving, but we're all waiting for this thing, but they can't do it because there's not a smoke detector up in the 1 bedroom.
Wow.
That's where we're fucking at.
Yeah.
So that's why California can't do anything. By the way, under the umbrella of safety. Everything is under the umbrella of safety. It's never because we want to get paid more, bureaucrats are bored, or whatever it is. It's it's a safety thing. Mm-hmm. I go, look, don't go on the deck. Then if you think it's too dangerous to walk up. By the way, we built the deck with no fucking railing. We're out there every day. But all right, don't walk on the deck. Just appraise the house. Got to have the railing.
Think about how that expands bureaucracy. Now
everything.
Somebody's got to check to see that those guys are following the law.
Yes. And then, what all that leads to is fraud at a certain
course,
point,
of
because there's
course.
just so much fucking paperwork flying around that no one can even figure anything out anymore. So what we have is, if you would like to defraud the government, we will be hospitable to that. If you're a taxpayer who would like to get your home appraised, that's going to be a battle. And
Wow.
I've fucking told you that my whole fucking life. I go, try to add a bedroom onto your house and then tell me about the government. Tell me how
you
you do
also
battle.
said try to collect money from the government as opposed to when you owe them money. That was your other thing.
Listen to me. Listen. I've always said the chasm between the government and sort of what they pay or what they have to do, and then they ask you to do, cannot be so grand that they're literally punishing you and turning a blind eye to criminals, which is where we're at. Now, that's what progressive cities do.
Yeah.
Progressive cities do not punish guys who do street takeovers and steal catalytic converters and like gangbangers or whatever. They literally, you can throw rocks at a cop car, you do not get punished.
Yeah.
If you are caught hosing down your driveway during a drought, now you're punished.
Yeah.
And that in blue cities is far and wide, meaning there's always going to be an element of, you know, these people pay taxes and these people take taxes, but we're going to try to keep them in the same relative zone. Here, it is not that. It is, if you try to open a restaurant, they would make it more difficult for you. I would say, arguably, if you want to open a restaurant or serve alcohol in your restaurant, whatever, in California, it's going to be a very long and lengthy and expensive process. If you would like to rebuild your home on the coast, it's going to be a very long and lengthy process. But if you'd like to prep your own food in Chatsworth and truck it over in a van and just serve it up on the street,
No problem.
there'd be no problems.
Yeah.
Now, how do you get a greater chasm between what it would take if you pulled permits, paid taxes, employees, workman's comp,
Same-
blah, blah,
same
blah,
thing
blah,
with home.
versus
Home and trailers and tents and things. Yeah.
right.
Same
So
thing.
what I'm saying is the worst cities are the ones with the biggest chasm. So if you went in a city and you went like, well, look, that guy just pitched his tent across the way. On the other hand, this guy rebuilt his house with one trip to the permit office. They didn't hassle him either. You know what I mean? Well,
Right.
then at least we're consistent.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like you go, fuck, it's live and let live.
Yeah.
We are not that. We are literally bombard those who are playing by the rules and literally help facilitate those who are not. And that's untenable. See, that's when you...
Been doing it for quite a while here.
Well, we've been growing
But it
and
kills
growing
people. It
and
kills
growing
people.
and growing into it. And now we're finally at the point
How do you come back from that?
where people are starting to kind of wake up a little bit and go, what's going on? Because the homeless have moved out. So you take a blue city, Los Angeles, New York, or whatever, you have a huge chasm there, huge. You take a red city and you have a smaller, much smaller chasm. It's either the other way, which is no, we don't let those people camp out in front of the business. And yes, this guy wants to open his own sports bar. Let him do it. Let's help facilitate that so we can get some more tax base.
Have you seen the new Spencer Pratt cartoon ads about taking the trash out and stuff?
I've seen a few of them.
It's kind of a clever way of going at this.
I want to hear the song. I want the California Dreamin' song because
it's a
that's the
different
one
one.
I like.
It's
I
a-
do.
It's a different one.
Drew, it's a different one. That's why I'm labeling it a different thing. So
We prepared these other ones. That's why I'm saying it that way.
Oh,
So go ahead and get the other. The other one's the AI
okay, well,
one.
we'll show this one.
Okay.
All right, hold on. First, we'll take a break. Hymns. Well, when guys are having bedroom issues, usually they hesitate to take action. But through hymns, getting treatment is simple. Millions of guys get ED, and that's why hymns gives you a straightforward way to deal with it. Hymns connects you with licensed healthcare providers online, giving you access to different treatment options at home, so you don't have to go wait in the waiting room. If you're prescribed, your treatment ships directly to your door in discreet packaging. So let's take care of ourselves with hymns. Am I right, Daphne?
To get simple online access to personalized, affordable care for ED, hair loss, weight loss, and more, visit hims.com/ADS. That's hims.com/ADS for your free online visit. hims.com/ADS. Prescription required. See website for details and important safety information. Sildenafil is the generic version of Viagra. Viagra is a registered trademark of Viatris Specialty LLC. Hims is not affiliated with or endorsed by Viatris.
All right, so now we'll see the one you guys prepared. All right, hold on a second. Drew, you do understand if people are listening to this, they're just hearing a song.
Yeah. It's a picture of Spencer Pratt taking out the trash.
It's not a picture.
It's a cartoon of him taking out the trash. This is Spanish
Who's
for take
in
out
the
the trash.
Who's in the trash?
And Mayor Bass is in the trash.
Well, if you're going to spend all this time setting something up, you should do it.
Okay.
Here we go.
That's it. I just wanted to just give a glimpse at it. It's him dancing with his wife. With the Mexican flags and the Hispanics for Pratt.
Way off the map while the hills caught fire. She was posting from abroad, Palisades go out to Dana, smoke in the sky. We were coughing in the kitchen, she was saying, bye-bye. Spencer Sakala.
All right. It's good.
Clever, right?
I like it. You
Yeah.
got to describe things a little bit, but yeah, it's a thing.
And then the one you want to see is with California Dreamin', which is an AI thing with Newsom and Mayor Bass as the Joker.
Yeah,
right?
it's funny. I think we're just there. We're just entering a point now where it's like sort of guerrilla warfare. Like,
This is the future of political ads,
and by the way, good, because Karen Bass is fucking worthless. And I was watching her. By the way, wouldn't you be embarrassed if you're a politician, like where she got a flathead shovel and she's filling a pothole and then handing the shovel to a Mexican and walking out? Like, if someone said, Adam, let's get a shot of you filling that. I don't fill that. Everyone knows I don't fill potholes. Yeah, I know, but just a shot would look, and I'd be like, it's kind of condescending, really. Like, I'll go, listen, I'm not filling any fucking potholes, but I will figure out the pothole problem, and I will hire guys to fill that pothole. But a photo op of me with a shovel's not really.
And I saw an interview where they pushed back, believe it or not, on her. She was like, we filled in 60 miles of potholes. And the reporter goes, aren't there 22,000 miles in
No. She said we repaved.
Repaved 60 miles.
Yes. Yeah. And he said there's 22,000 miles. Yeah, this is it. See, Drew?
Not true?
Well, listen,
they've got
you can
there.
pause it.
They may not have started that way, but they've gotten there.
Here's the thing. Karen Bass is talking about filling potholes. First off, bitch, you've been in charge for 4 years. So where are the potholes? What have you done? It's such a weird. And Newsom does the same thing. He goes, "What's going on around here? Yeah. Who's in charge around here?" It's like you. Okay, I'm going to be generous. Your party's in charge. You can look it up, Andrew, but we had Via Retardo for 8 years, and we had Karen Bass for 4 years, so we're at 12 now. And before that, we had Garcetti for 6 years or 4 years. That's I can't. I got to go back. Sorry, before Via Retardo, I don't know the mayors. We have 16 years of your party fucking up this city, and you want to know what's going on. Well, I would say it's your party. Now, Karen Bass can go, I need 4 more years to fix these potholes. I would go, who's your party? They go, Democrat. I'd go, well, I want to get you the fuck out of here and get somebody who might make a difference. And then go, well, I'm not Via Retardo, and I'm not Garcetti. I know you have the same policies and you work with the same people and you come from the same party. So I'm going to go ahead and just say, forget it. Let's not make it personal. Something's wrong with your party. And by the way, nothing's wrong with your party. They're not good for running cities. How about that?
Garcetti was worse than Bass in my mind, because those 5 p.m. conferences where he's open with your children need to shelter in place was so disruptive. So disgusting.
Well, Garcetti would do. He had his famous thing where it's like, when these people get out of prison, we owe them a debt of gratitude.
Yeah.
James Hahn.
I forgot about him.
Forgot about Hahn. Now Hahn was. Oh, he's a Democrat as well. So okay, so now,
so what do we got? 26 years.
Go back earlier than Hahn.
Who was before?
Reardon. So Reardon was the last Republican, right?
Yeah.
And sorry, go to Reardon again. 1993 to 2001 was Republican Reardon, and it was a pretty decent city. Or it wasn't this.
And by the way, before that was probably Bradley. It was also great.
Right.
He was not that different than Reardon. He was Democrat. 20 years. 20 years in office.
Right. All right. So now we go from 05 to, okay. So we've had 21 years and a steep decline. So somebody, I don't know, like they get these sort of micro arguments like, well, how many potholes have we filled in? We filled in 1,000 potholes. Yeah, but there's 20,000 potholes. But how about you just go, you're a Democrat. The city's shit. What's going on?
Yeah.
And let's, Antonio Villaraigosa. Oh, man. I went on I railed against Villaraigosa for a while. They put the clip out there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got a call from Rick Caruso, and he's like, nice job with Villaraigosa. Well, now, look, because here's the thing. I'm trying to... Villaraigosa's dumb. Bass is kind of dumb. Here's the whole problem. If you want to be a Democrat, like a real Democrat in a real blue city like Los Angeles, you either need to be dumb or you need to just be a fucking liar. Because basically what they're doing is it's basically like saying, it's like someone came up to me and they went, listen, Adam, you want to be in our party? You want to represent our party? Here are the things you need to believe. Somehow an open border doesn't cause any problems.
Right.
Somehow a sanctuary city where the people from the open border just come live here. The homeless are going to be referred to as unhoused citizens or something. And it's the problem is because they lost their job last week. And climate change is the ocean's going to swallow PCH in the next 15 minutes. You need to believe you got it.
Yeah,
and then I would have two choices. I'd either go, I absolutely believe all that, which means I'm dumb. Or
I'm lying.
I'm going to say all that, which means I'm lying. So, Villaraigosa's dumb. Karen Bass is a little dumb, but she may just be lying. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to tell. But it is stupid or liar. It's like it is the definition of stupid or liar. Do you have me going off on Villaraigosa just because Drew would probably get half a boner out of it? And it did.
When was it?
Oh, it was like a couple of weeks ago. I was on the show, but he's running. By the way, the fact that these people run the second biggest city in the most important country in the world, and then just slough off into obscurity and do nothing, proves
should tell you something.
It should prove that there was nothing there in the first place. You know what I'm saying?
Oof.
All right, here we go. Sorry. All right, everyone, sit down real quick on Villaraigosa. Failed the bar 4 times, never passed, never took it again. Didn't pass it on the 5th. Failed 4 times, decided he was too dumb to pass the bar, and finished the bar, never took the bar again. That guy was in charge of Los Angeles for 8 years, a guy who failed the fucking bar 4 times. Also, his name is Tony Villar. It's not Antonio Villaraigosa. His name is Antonio Villaraigosa because he changed it at 34. 34. He was Tony Villar his whole life. Why did he change it to Villar? Because he wanted to sound more Mexican so he could get the dumb fucking Mexicans to vote for him so he could fuck up their fucking city that they're not supposed to be in. So what do you think's going on with all the politics? You got the Somalis. We got the Mexicans. Why is he named... Who changes your name into their 30s?
Yeah.
To Antonio Villaraigosa. To fool dumb Mexicans into, and by the way, sorry, dumb Mexicans and my mom and her friends into voting for you because we like the optics. We like the We had 8 years of a fucking card running Los Angeles, but we like the optics. Now we're going on 4 years of a black female running Los Angeles. Into the fucking ground, but we like the optics of it. My mom would say, this feels good there. She likes retarded people from different nations to come in and the city up that she lives in. Yeah. Because she likes the optics of it. And you're from Minneapolis. Yeah. You understand how that works. You elect Somalis to come in and fuck up your cities. I don't know when we're going to course correct. Villaraigosa's name is Tony Villar, failed the bar 4 times, took his wife's last name. It's Tony and Villar. You know, they combined and made a hyphenate. So he's a fucking he takes his old lady's name, tacks it onto his name, then has an affair with like a Telemundo reporter after that. So I don't know if he was really in love with his wife, but he ends up having an affair, and then they get divorced, and now he'd like to run the state. That's who that guy is.
Yeah.
By the way, like when I was telling you Biden was a sociopath the other day, this guy changed his name in his 30s. He's broken. There's something wrong with him. He's a pandering fucking pussy. He's a pandering sociopath. He wants people to think he's more Mexican. I remember a day when people tried to be less Mexican. Well, that's who Via Retardo is.
You've been saying that for 20 years. That is not new.
I'm on to everyone all the time and everything.
Yeah.
But somehow I didn't go to college. So why should we listen? You know, I love when they do this. Spencer Pratt, he's a reality star.
He's taking advantage of people's grief. It's his grief.
And by
He's
the
the one
way,
that lost everything.
What are you? You're a fucking communist hustler. You know what I mean? Who went to college? By the way, college is like saying, I grew up in a sewer now. Like, why the fuck do you know anything? If you say you went to college now, I assume you got your brain scrambled, unless you can provide some other
Unless
evidence.
you studied physics.
Yeah, or maybe you went to Vanderbilt or something that's not in the brain
It's funny
scrambling
you pick Vanderbilt.
department.
The provost was just out talking about how distorted the education system has become, not at Vanderbilt.
No.
And how it should be the pursuit of, guess what? The truth.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. May is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and it can be tough managing all that you have to do as a man. With all the weight on your shoulders, it's okay to admit that sometimes, well, you don't have all the answers. And it can help to talk to someone else and get another perspective. BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, and their therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully licensed in the U.S. Just answer a short questionnaire, and they'll do the matching for you. It's BetterHelp. Am I right, Daphne?
You don't have to be on this journey alone. Find support and have somebody with you in therapy. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/AdamandDrew. That's betterhelp.com/AdamandDrew. BetterHelp.com/AdamandDrew.
Said lots of discussions as you sat down. It's weird. I just read a quote from some guy, a British guy, saying, I've searched all the parks for statues of committees, and so far I haven't found any.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Good line.
So,
Good line.
can I start with? I made a prediction last show that you didn't give me a chance to expound on, which was I forget where you were talking about, but I said they were going to blame AI for something.
We're talking about Conan O'Brien.
Yes.
No, listen, the problem with you is you jump out ahead and go, I got a prediction, and then I got to tell you that's not what's happening, and that's not where he's
No, I knew it wasn't a prediction about that video.
Well, no, but you said, my prediction is they're going to blame it on AI.
Okay, so let me flesh out what I was saying.
But here's what I'm saying, Drew.
I said it in a way that
if that's not what you're talking about, then make yourself clear, because
That's what I'm trying
we're
to do.
showing a video, you pause it, and you go, my prediction is they're going to blame it on AI.
Right, so let me you're right.
Then people think we're talking about the video.
Correct, and let me flesh it out. So what I was thinking was, right now, he's like, what is this? Why do I have to spend 2 weeks with these dogs? And isn't this silly that they do this? He doesn't think to himself. He doesn't connect the dots, is what I was saying, to understanding that it's the people he elect that create these laws that are making it impossible to do business.
I'm going to argue behind closed doors with microphones off, possibly.
Possibly.
But remember, he's throwing parties inviting Rob Reiner over. So that's who he's running with.
Correct.
Right.
And much the way Karen Bass is still blaming the fires on climate change.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
The new climate change blame for everything
Oh, yeah.
is going to be AI.
Yeah, yeah.
And so when Conan O'Brien tries to understand why did this puppy think, oh, there's some AI involved. AI must have mandated this, or somebody must have used AI to. I'm just saying.
What are you saying? No one knows what you're saying.
What I'm saying is AI is going to be the blame for everything. It's going to be the new blame for everything.
But at least track, Drew. He's not blaming AI for regulations. He's.
They find a way. They find a way to.
The regulations have been in place for 10 years.
Well, not well, maybe, but we were just talking the show about how there were new regulations on
listen to me.
housing assessment and stuff.
Quiet. Conan O'Brien is going to blame AI for putting his writers out of work,
correct?
Not for regulations with OSHA.
So the point I'm making is
no one knows the point.
Here's the point I'm making. So I'm going to make it explicitly.
Chuck,
which is,
do you know the point Drew is making?
No, of course not. So climate change has become the blame for everything.
Climate shame or
climate change? Climate change.
Okay.
And climate change has turned out to be a hoax for the most part. In fact, I was watching something this morning that was saying that, we're just coming out of the latest ice age, and when you come out of an ice age, temperatures go up, but we're likely to go back down again. So you're going to hear more about a new ice age. That's going to be the next.
I'm going to, let's say it this way. I don't know that climate change is a hoax, just like I don't know killer bees from Africa are a hoax in that they exist.
Yes.
But they're not going to affect any of us.
Right.
And we're walking around in beekeeper outfits because we're worried it's going to affect us, and that's the hoax part.
Correct. And I'm just predicting that the new hoax is going to be AI. That they're going to make it influence everything. Yes, the writers thing. Yes, that's an issue, but it's going to be everywhere. Everything's going to be blamed for AI.
I kind of, sort of, but they're not going to blame regulation. I don't think, but they will blame.
I think you're probably right.
Hollywood is going to blame putting writers out of work, putting script supervisors out of work, there's a million down the line jobs. Look, let me explain something about a production. I'm going to explain it to Chuck. Chuck, when I was up and running doing the Man Show, we had a big 3-story office building, and we probably had 80 people employed by us when we were up in production. But that counts. Cameramans and script supervisors and cue card girls and an art department. We had a whole shop, a huge wood shop with 10 guys working in it making stupid stuff,
Editors and
everything. There's 80 people, and maybe it's 100. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. We needed about 7 of those people. Just like around here. You feel me, Chuck? We didn't need it. Now, it's not that we didn't need someone to go refill the refrigerator. It was that anybody could have done that job. And anybody could have, we had editors. I sat in the bay, I sat behind them, and I edited every bit that I did. Because if I left them alone to do a man on the street bit, they would fuck it up, and it wouldn't be funny at all. And no one ever listens to me, but I've never met any editors that made anything funnier. They make shit less funny, and that's why you've got to bear. I would go in there for 9 hours at a time and just sit in a dark room and go, cut it there. Nope, cut it there. Nope, you're not listening. Go back and put that in this order. And we didn't need any. But we did need about 4 or 5 people, really is what we needed. So all AI is going to do is clean out all those fucking people that we never needed in the first place. Now, Hollywood has Teamsters sleeping in vans that are running because no one else can move the van. And you can't send a PA and go, the van's blocking the shot. Go move. No, you got to go get a Teamster. That guy gets $100 an hour. That's the only guy who can drive the van, and he fucking sleeps in the van with the van running. How long do you think we can keep up that business model?
Well,
in any business. And let's just say we ran a grocery store. What's that guy? He's in the muffin union. What's he do? He guards the muffins.
He's the muffin man.
He's the muffin man. Well, I need a tray of muffins. You can't touch those muffins. We got to go get him. And by the way, he's got a union representative that'll fucking shut this place down if you handle. Why can't I just take the tray of muffins and put them in the shelf? Go get the muffin man. He's a union guy. What's he get? Oh, by the way, he's getting golden time because he's putting in a 12-hour day, so he's getting time and a half. How long can that fucking supermarket exists before somebody comes in and goes, we're not going with the muffin man.
When there's huge margins and no competition, the way movies have been forever, television have been forever.
So those
now
days
there's
are
a
gone.
business.
So listen to me, all you worthless people, all you people that can be replaced tomorrow by fucking anybody, be prepared. That's who's going to get. Conan's not going to get replaced,
right?
But everyone else,
right? Which is, I mean, on one hand, here's I have interesting feelings about this. On one hand, I'm like, well, there was huge margins. I'm glad those people got to participate in those margins and the unions.
Nah, I don't.
But the problem is,
fucking ungrateful fucks.
Hang on.
They are. They got fat and bloated, and they expected to get that.
Well, that's
for
the problem.
everything,
The problem is when I always used to say, I don't know why they call show business. It's more like show endeavor or something. There's no business being run. Now it's going to be a business again. And when there's businesses, there are margins and there are cost overruns, and that's that. It's over. It's just the money, and that's that. And they're going to have to change. So and AI is going to be part of that too, because it's going to make it more efficient.
Yes. Still has nothing to do with what Conan was saying. But yes. All right, so AI, it's fine. Listen, the righteous have nothing to fear, but the fucking people that can be replaced, you're going to get replaced. And that's the way it works. Now, listen.
But every time there's a technological advance, that's what happens.
Yes, Flippy the robot is going to replace me at the grill at McDonald's.
Yeah.
But if your lot in life is working a grill at McDonald's, then you're going to have to make some adjustments. That's on you. You know, it's the same one where they go.
No, that's a good thing, though.
Yeah, it is.
It makes people grow and resilient.
She's a mother of 3, and she's single, and she's in her 40s, and she gets minimum wage. She can't live off this minimum wage. You're not supposed to be getting minimum. Drew, when is the last time you got minimum wage? I would like to conduct a survey. I would like to conduct a survey of everyone in this building. When is the last time you got minimum wage?
1979.
You go, Drew? 79.
1979, yeah.
Where'd you work?
I was like for a community, sweeping streets and moving trash and stuff.
Where at?
In Laguna.
So you got like a city job?
No. This was the community where I lived. They hired me to do stuff.
Oh, you mean this is like a condo community?
Yeah.
Like a homeowners association?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay. Be clear, Drew.
But it was. I think that's
community.
Who I ran. Look, what did I know?
Well,
I was getting minimum wage.
I mean, when you say the community I lived in, I thought you were out sweeping the streets but you were in the condo association, the homeowners association.
Yes.
Hired you as like a janitor.
Exactly.
And they paid minimum wage.
$1.65. $1.65. That was my first check.
But you were in college, right?
At that point, I think I was in high school. It was a high school summer job.
Okay, hold on a second.
Isn't that what minimum wage is supposed to be?
1979.
Yeah, I was in. Oh no, I'm sorry.
Oh boy, look out.
1974. 1974.
Well, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
That's a big difference.
1974.
All right, so you
know what? I have a hard time remembering that I was in college in the 70s. That's hard. That's a hard
you
pill
should
to
just
swallow.
come to me for all the things you need.
Yeah, 74.
74.
75 in there. Yeah.
Yeah, because $1.65.
$1.65.
All right, and you were what age? I'm trying to get back to the age.
It might have been $1.69.
All right, Drew, your age is previously
I must have been
asked.
16, 17.
Okay, 16
I'm trying.
No, I'm bummed. Look, I know I was 15. Probably I just turned 16.
Yeah. You must have been 2 1/4 though.
Well, school, it was like I was getting like I looked it up. I know it was like 310 or 270, 285 an hour or something like that. I think you're too low at the one.
No, I will always remember it.
Well,
I remember the
you always
sign.
remember. You were in college thinking you're in Laguna Beach sweeping for 10 seconds ago.
Let's ask, AI.
Okay, listen, Andrew, look up the minimum wage in California. Okay, so
1974.
Here's the dealio, Drew.
Yes.
School, my birthday's at the end of May, and school lets out at the early June, and school let out, and I worked at McDonald's. So I just turned 16, and then I worked at McDonald's for several months during the summer. And after that, that was my last minimum wage job. All right, California minimum wage, 1974.
$2. How about 1973?
It increased.
From 165.
Okay. All right.
There it is.
Right. But you thought you were in 79 at the beginning.
Yeah, I know.
All right. So now I was doing this in 1980. And in 1980, the minimum wage in California was what? I always thought it was like $2.45, but it's like $3.10.
Yeah.
I'll say it's $3.10.
Yeah.
All right, don't argue with me, Drew.
Yeah.
I
said big money.
You're doing like Gavin Newsom. Hey, your state's turning shit. Yeah. You have the worst crime in the world. Uh-huh. Yeah. And we got a bullet train to nowhere. Yeah, I paid for that bullet train. I like when he leans into it. It's like your wife going, you cheat, and you gamble. That's right. I gamble that money away. Kids' college fund, right out of my pocket. And you have no hygiene. That's right. Haven't showered in a month. Like, I know you're doing a jujitsu where you're leaning into instead of fighting. See, Karen Bass fights. We've done this and we've done. Newsom kind of leans into all the failures.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, so listen. Okay. My last minimum wage job, I was in the 10th grade. I was going into the 11th grade. I was barely 16. And that was the last. After that, I worked at the Flask Liquor, and then I worked cleaning carpets, and then I worked construction labor.
And by the way, that listen, in the early 70s at least, I tried to get a job at McDonald's. You couldn't get it. Remember, jobs were very scarce too. In addition, there being no minimum wage.
Jobs were tough, but you could always get a job at McDonald's. I could not get a job at Taco Bell, which proves your point. So here's the point: did we figure out you were 16?
Yeah.
Okay, you were 16. I was 16.
Yeah.
After that, for me, it was like, well, minimum wage was $3.10 an hour, but maybe I got $5 an hour, $6 an hour for working at the Flask Liquor, and then maybe I got $6 an hour for cleaning carpet. Then I got $7 an hour for digging ditches, and then after that, the minimum wage was far in the rearview mirror. By the time I was on a construction site, it was 3 years, maybe 3.5 years later, and I was getting twice what minimum wage was as a laborer. Okay. So that's the way minimum wage is supposed to work, by the way. I didn't start a family. Chuck, your last minimum wage job, if you ever had one.
2 years ago,
Other than right now.
Universal Studios in Harry Potter Land.
2 years ago. And they pay just straight minimum wage at Universal Studios.
Yeah, it was like $16.75.
Wow.
Now you got to realize we're old, but that sounds insane.
It sounds insane.
When you come from a $2 or $1.65 or $3.10, but everything else is more expensive.
Yeah.
I would argue that I think minimum wage is. I know gas is expensive and it's California and it's everything's fucking expensive, but when I was working for minimum wage, couldn't really live off of minimum wage.
No.
Not really.
No.
Not.
You couldn't pay rent and gas and food.
No. I think if you had roommates and so forth, you might be able to do it today. So minimum wage a little more. So 2 years ago. Andrew?
2013. TJ Maxx.
TJ Maxx?
Yeah, taking it to the max for the minimum.
How old were you?
I was 28, was $7.25 an hour, but I only worked in the mornings because I waited tables at night. I just needed more money.
Funny, these fellas went well beyond, which may be the trend. You know what I mean? Like, so when Drew and I were coming up, you didn't meet anyone who was 23 making minimum wage. It didn't exist unless that person was like a waiter or waitress who was making some sort of base minimum whatever, but was taking home $300 in tips. Right. But this is an interesting thing, which is we were heavily dissuaded from the minimum wage. Like the minimum wage was you got $3 an hour. They took taxes out of it, and you'd be, I'd do 30-hour week at McDonald's, and I'd walk out of there with $89 or something.
I remember the conceit of that back then was essentially to teach young people how to work, how to pay taxes, how to save a little money. It wasn't to make a living wage.
No. It was nothing to do with a living wage.
No.
It was the minimum you can pay someone who is totally unskilled.
Without like ruining them.
And probably in high school.
That's typically
and
high
right.
school.
So Drew, then it's not a coincidence that Drew's minimum wage was 16 and my minimum wage was 16, and Drew comes from a father who's a physician, and he comes from the Little Lord Fauntleroy School for Albino Hemophiliacs. He went to a private school. And so his trajectory was toward college and toward a professional life. My trajectory was like toward going to the docks and lighting a trash can to stay warm, and singing doo-wop songs.
Longshoremen made big money back then.
Okay.
But just
anyway, Drew. Thanks for that. Just saying. Thanks for that. So, the point is we both knew at 16 this was in the rear view mirror, and that I would go on to get paid $7 an hour digging ditches, but it would never be minimum wage. Now, I want to know who else in this building. I want to know everyone's last minimum wage.
What's your prediction? Average age.
I want to know how old. Now, listen,
I'm
Chuck,
curious.
go figure this out.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Hold on. Bring a piece of paper with you. Please bring a piece of paper with you. You must write this stuff down. Okay. I don't need a long dissertation. Your age, your last age, you worked a minimum wage. You got, 23. Chuck, you got 23. We got like a couple. Hey, Andrew, you're what? 20. We got 23, 28?
28.
28 and 23. That's it. Quick lap. So the older guys like Nate and Adam Scher back there will be skew younger like we did, and then the younger people are going to skew older.
It's interesting.
Well, it's why I don't want them to keep raising the minimum wage.
Because you want to discourage people from staying at minimum wage.
I don't want it to be a living wage.
Right.
I don't want you to get paid the least amount possible for almost zero skill and live off it.
Right.
That's what I don't want.
Right. But you were talking about red and blue cities the last couple of days, and isn't that another chasm?
Yes.
Where they want to give everybody everything, and regardless of the effect on human behavior.
Oh, they don't know human behavior.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, not only they don't know human behavior, they think the opposite.
Yeah.
It's one thing to go, I don't know. Like I always say, it's one thing to be not like you go to me, are you an interior decorator? I'm not an interior decorator, but I'm not a bad interior decorator. I don't have horrible ideas.
Yeah.
So it's one thing to do damage.
Yes.
They're bad. Like they not only don't understand human nature, they understand it in a twisted, retarded way that actually causes people to do harm.
And to be fair, they come from a place where human nature doesn't exist.
Where's
it's
that?
implanted. The left is implanted into people.
Right. All right, quick break. Back with our answer. I don't know, Drew, let's say average age. We're 16. I'm going to skew up, and I'm going to say I'm going more like 22.
Yeah.
Although Nate and Adam will drag it down a little bit. Shit.
This is for the whole building we're going on, including us? Or why don't we take us out as
We're out of the equation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 19 now. No, okay. I'm gonna go 20. What do you got?
I think it's gonna be a good bit older than that.
Okay. Well, yeah, I forgot Andrew.
Yeah. I think 22.
Maxing and relaxing at 28. Oh man, your winner brother must have just been.
Yeah, well, he was proud of me because it wasn't my only job. It was just my AM job. I just needed more money.
When he said he was proud of you, did he pat you on the head?
Yeah. Then I asked him to talk about the rabbits.
Did he ask you want a little snack?
Yeah.
You need a snack? Okay. You know, his parents,
toasted
parents are winners.
I know his mom toasted his bread for his sandwiches. That's the problem. Rye bread. Right. I'll never forget it.
All right, we'll take a quick break. Be right back after this.
So there's an inverse relationship between staying on minimum wage and having your mom build a sandwich for you.
Good sandwich, Mom. All right. Well, Chuck's Chuck shall return with these numbers sooner than later. What else you want to get into?
I had a big fight with Michael Malice about the benefit of low self-esteem.
Which one's Michael Malice?
Mike Malice is he's a writer. He's a.
I know his name. I'm just
formerly,
not
he lives in Austin.
Picturing him.
He's on Gutfeld a lot. He was in the Soviet Union as a child. He speaks multiple languages. Interesting guy, and he wrote a book.
Oh, wait, I know Michael.
Wrote a book about the Holodomor.
Sorry,
and stuff.
Yeah. I know Michael Mouse.
But he was arguing that low self-esteem can only be bad. And I thought,
no.
I'm not used to people pushing back on that. It's good.
No, it's great. It's great. I love low self-esteem people. High self-esteem people are intolerable to me.
He was saying, though, that the issue was
listen, but hold on one sec. Sorry.
Yeah.
Here's what they do. You know these fucking low self-esteem or these high self-esteem fucking carpetbagger, fucking snake oil salesman. You know what they peddle? I go, listen. I know low self-esteem, and I fucking love it. It's so fucking easy to get along with. These people are so easy. It's just easier. And then I go, I do know high self-esteem people, and they're fucking pain in the ass, and they think they know everything, and they're constantly getting involved with shit that's none of their business and trying to command stuff. And then, you know what they say? You know what Michael Mouse says? They don't really have high self-esteem. They really have low self-esteem, and they're over. And I go, call it whatever the fuck you want. They keep telling me how much they know about everything, and they don't know anything, and they're constantly getting involved. So you go, so the person that was stopping me on the horse trail and telling me to put a mask on, is that you're saying that's a low self-esteem person who's just masquerading as a high self. Then we're going to have trouble labeling.
Yeah.
I'm going to label that person as a high self-esteem person, and I don't fucking like them.
Yeah. So to be fair to Michael, what he was saying was really the important issue is internal versus external locus of control. Like when you're low self-esteem, you take responsibility for everything. It's because of me. While external is I'm a victim. And he had a point. I mean, that is a more pertinent issue to our present moment. People that have external locus of control. It's just, they can never change.
Right.
It's all happening out there.
Right. Which the victimhood thing that I've been fucking screaming about is being insanely damaging to people and hurting the black community and hurting insane, creating by turning victim first, felon second. Because eventually you got to fight back. You know what I mean? I have to wildly destructive. This whole sort of victim thing and DEI thing and this thing, I've been screaming at people, this is damage, you're getting people killed, it's fucking hugely destructive, and everyone looks at me and goes, what's wrong with you?
You're a racist. Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I want to show you a video of a guy that has an external locus of control who was on the cruise ship recently where there was a little viral outbreak. A couple of people died. I pretty much guarantee you they were over age of 75. This guy, I think, is a travel blogger or something, but he's on the ship where the viral outbreak occurred. And I want to talk about this. So here he is.
I normally wouldn't make a video like this, but I feel like I need to say something, so I wrote a few things down. I am currently on board the MV Hondias, and what's happening right now is very real for all of us here. We're not just a story. We're not just headlines. We're people.
You're laughing at
Hold on a second.
With families.
Pause.
With blood.
Is it not a good reflection on me that
yes,
I don't laugh.
You're gonna say
I don't
next.
laugh very easily, but when I see dudes crying over nothing, or women, I laugh. It makes me laugh. You know what I mean? Which is sad.
And that makes me laugh.
It does make me laugh. All right, so he's crying. Here we go.
It's not saying the best. It's not bringing out the best in you, Adam.
Okay.
Just saying.
All of us here. We're not just a story. We're not just headlines. We're people. People with families, with lives, with people waiting for us at home.
Right, that's how people work.
There's a lot of uncertainty, and that's the hardest part.
That was a little interesting move.
All we want right now is to feel safe.
All right, that's enough, right? I mean, you get the picture.
Safety,
Uber Alice, safety,
God,
everybody.
this guy's a pussy.
Yeah.
I don't know, but the hantavirus is what it does.
Hantavirus is a rat urine and feces mediated viral infection that can make old people very sick. It can even kill people. Old people get sick from everything.
Yeah, like COVID.
Like COVID. And you get it by stirring up the feces, like it kind of becomes airborne a little bit, or the fluid, and you touch your eye or something. It's not easy to catch. It is not a respiratory aerosolized all this BS. But when I see this more than anything, I just think, oh, we can do this again. Really, it's so compelling to this guy to be in this shape.
Yeah,
I guarantee he was in the same shape during COVID.
I do love it. By the way, anyone out there who starts their video, I've never started a video where I went, look, I don't normally do these videos, but I felt compelled. Shut the fuck up and smash your camera right then. The first time I go, I'm doing a video because I got shit to say. But if you start your video with I don't normally do videos, but I must speak out, jump off the ship. Jump off the fucking ship. I just watched Molly Ringwald make an ass of herself for 6 minutes because she doesn't normally do these videos.
Right.
But
here it comes.
Here it comes. All right. I don't get where is Chuck left the building or where
he's measuring the people's ages.
I understand that part. Each exchange with each person should be well under 30 seconds.
I don't normally make these sort of interjections during Adam and Dr. Drew, but I have no idea where he is. Hold on. Let me go find him.
No. Just in case we need some.
No, you just go ask.
Nobody at the helm?
Listen, Drew, how old were you? Well, Drew took 20 minutes.
16.
Me, 16, 28, 20, 23. Good. There's our number. There's 4 people done in 10 seconds. Chuck, what is the delay on the numbers?
Here he comes, running in with the numbers.
All right, Chuck's got all the numbers here. Oh, he has the dates too. All right, so I just told you. That's why I was trying to do this. Just what age, what thing, but we got the dates. All right, and how much the minimum wage do? Which again, it's all good, except for it's going to add to it. All right, so.
None.
Daphne never had made minimum wage. Good for her. Nick worked at Jamba Juice when he was 26 and made $18 an hour.
Sheesh.
Yeah, it's a problem. Nate, bartender. Yeah, the problem with
2,000.
No.
Bartenders, could you get all the tips?
You walk with $600 in tips.
Yeah.
Bartending's not minimum wage.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's never.
I know, but so you got to.
Let's put him as never.
Well, no, because he could have had a job at McDonald's. Why are we putting Nate as never if he could have had a job at a McDonald's?
He said PAing before that a few years.
PAing? Minimum wage?
Yeah.
All right, hold on a second. Adam PAing. Yeah, PA'd to 2001. 2001, except for I don't know how old Adam is. So, listen, let's try this again. Joey worked at University Harry Potter. University, $12 an hour. All right, but there's no age. It's 2007. Okay, Chuck. Okay, their age the last time they worked minimum wage.
The last time.
That is all. Joey, Universal Studios, Harry Potter, 2017. How old was Joey in 2017? Drew, quick. Listen, Chuck, please. I'll give you exactly what it is. Your age, the last time you worked minimum wage. I was a bartender. That's not minimum. That's you getting paid minimum wage and then another $35 an hour worth of tips. Yeah. All right, here we go. You got to do it again. I get real specific. I just go age, last time.
Because we did say we're just going to average the ages, and we were
right. I know, but it's not. Nothing is one and done. There is nothing that is one and done in instructions, but it's because of young people don't do instructions anymore. It's never one and done. It's never what you want. Not the first time.
You shouldn't be frustrated then. You should be accepting.
I'm not frustrated for me. I'm frustrated for them.
You want them
because
to do
they
your
have
best.
to live their life with them. I'll leave. They're still going to be with them.
So
it's a simple question. If it takes more than 15 seconds a person, you're doing something wrong. I did not ask where. I did not ask the dates, and I did not ask the amount. I just said the last age you were at minimum wage. But it's an interesting experiment because no one ever knows what you're going. They don't know what you want, even if you say what it is. It's interesting. And most of the time, But it'll fall under the heading of I tell you all the time. I go, they'll go, there's a flight leaving LAX at 7:03 a.m. and that's $189.56. And then I go, just say there's a 7 o'clock flight that's $200. Just round. And I go, okay. It lands in Houston at 6:53 and a half, and the return flight is $799.99.
Here we go. Look how fast that was.
Just add this.
Good job.
Good job, Chuck. All right. Joey was 20.
Okay.
I'm presuming here when he made his last minimum wage job, and Adam was 23.
Okay.
When he had his last minimum wage job, and Nate was 33.
That's back to bartender.
Oh, yeah. Oh, maybe we haven't discussed this. We're not using bartender or waiter or stripper or any job where you'd be heavily compensated by with tips.
Okay, so he said previously to that it would have been PAing 3 years ago. So
3 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so
3 years before his minimum wage.
So 27.
No, 30.
Oh, he's 33? Okay.
Hold on, I'm going to go talk to Nate. So Nate never had a minimum wage job until he was...
No, his last minimum wage job was age 30. As a PA. He probably did PA for 6 years or something. Maybe he did it for a long time.
Okay. All right. So the age has gone up quite a bit.
Worse than we
from
thought.
Me at 16.
Yeah. The average there is more like 24, 25.
Yeah. I'm also, I'd have to, to be fair, Drew. Now you got to go back with Nate one more time because I got my daughter like a PA whatever job at Kimmel, but I don't really count that as a minimum wage job. That's like you learning. That's
what minimum wage was supposed to be. It's supposed to
I know, but you're talking about picking up garbage. I'm talking about flipping hamburgers.
Yeah.
Getting like a minimum wage and a like it's almost interning, like as at an outfit, like a law office or something like that. Like that's not really what I'm talking about. That's because that's almost a luxury thing. Like my daughter and my son will take those jobs, but it's because we have money. It's not because they need. It's not for them to make money so much as it them to sort of be introduced to the right people and all that kind of stuff. So I need Nate's last. Go get Nate's last before PAing because I'm going to count.
PA
the guy.
internship.
Well, I had dinner. We had dinner. I had dinner with Jimmy and stuff. And our PA, the guy who was our PA at the Man Show, and he was a PA at my late night show. Rob, he runs the entire reality division for ABC. He literally runs an entire floor of a huge network.
Right.
So he was, getting minimum wage working with us at the Man Show and working with me at my show. But what he was doing is making his way toward running ABC, not paying rent.
Yes.
So, all right, Nate's last.
There's more of an apprenticeship than a minimum wage job.
All right, we need to take a quick break. Be right back after this.
But it's interesting that apprenticeships we don't think of them as existing anymore, but they do. I mean, my residency was an apprenticeship.
Yeah, I was, my whole carpentry world was an apprenticeship where you got paid not that much, but you got to learn stuff.
Right.
And then the whole point is like I'd see dudes making $15 an hour when I was making $7 or $8 an hour. And I was like, I got to learn that shit.
Yeah.
Get my $15 an hour.
Right.
It seemed like an ungodly
that's what
amount
apprenticeship
of money.
is. That's what motivates apprenticeships.
Yes.
Right. I'll open my own shop one day.
Yeah. We are really weird and lacking with these sort of passing down of wisdom, knowledge, trades, tricks. You know what I mean? It's funny when I was watching Gavin Newsom do his photo op with his circular saw, I was watching him, and I was like, oh, he's left-handed. He was holding on to the saw with his left hand. Now, it's a big, heavy saw, and people said to me, they tweeted me, they go, look at him with his pretending to work, whatever, because now we're at the phase where Gavin Newsom has to pretend to rebuild Palisades, and Karen Bass got to pretend to fill in potholes. So this is him. We have a picture of him. Now, he's holding the saw with his left hand.
Yeah.
It's a right-handed saw.
Oh, boy.
Because the blade is on the left side. And as much as you guys might not be able to figure this out, so somebody wrote, they go, he's pretending to use a skill saw. And I wrote back, it's not a skill saw. It's what people call the skill saw generically. All right, Chuck. Age. Nate before PA. Manual labor.
Nate wonders what the hell's going on. They were coming out.
Never made minimum wage. He never made minimum wage. He worked like I had a carpet cleaning job or something like that. Yeah. Okay.
But that was debasing enough to get him out of that.
Well, but the whole point is Nate went from above. Sorry. Nate produces all our documentaries. Yeah. Nate went from making more than minimum wage when he was 17 to agreeing to make less than minimum wage when he was 25 to be a PA to learn the skill of filmmaking.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
It beats the hell out of spending $300,000 a year going to college.
I don't know who spends $300,000 a year.
I mean, for 4 years of college, I beg your pardon.
Okay. Remember, I'm just going to respond to what you say.
Well,
all right, so Gavin Newsom... the thing about the pictures coming and going is a weird thing here. Since we're talking about Gavin Newsom, you don't have to get rid of the Gavin Newsom picture.
I kind of need to see it because I can't picture what
but I kind of like people doing stuff, but I'm not sure why.
Go ahead, finish your thought.
Removing that. So Gavin Newsom is holding a saw. The saw.
He's standing strangely too. It seems
he's never operated a saw.
Okay.
Now, Gavin Newsom is using a Makita saw. I can tell from the color of the base on the plastic, where it's kind of off green blue. It's a blue-green, and that's the Makita color. So I now know it's a Makita saw, even though I don't see anything that says Makita. How much can you blow up on that? But I know it's a Makita.
Okay.
And the next thing I know is that's not a Skill. Skill's a brand name. Skill. Now, people use Skill like they use Q-tip. But it's not. It's a cotton swab.
Tissue, or Kleenex, rather. For
Kleenex,
tissue.
Right. So this is not a Skill saw. This is a Makita saw. And it's not a circular saw. It's a hypoid saw or a worm drive saw. Hypoid is a kind of a gearing. The motor does not face the direction of the blade. It faces forward, and it hits a gear drive system and then turns. It makes a right angle. It's like a differential in a car.
Interesting.
That the propeller shaft or the drive shaft's going front to back, but it hits the rear axle and turns. Makes a 90, right? These are called hypoid saws.
Okay.
And Andrew at some point can look up the word hypoid, but it's a type game. So you'll see. Okay. Nice job, Andrew. You can see that distinctive Makita green, blue-green.
Yeah.
That is the color. Now, he's holding it with his left hand.
Yeah.
And if you hold it...
The right is sort of the guide. Is that how that works?
He's holding the handle on the right, and he's operating the trigger on the left. But that means he cannot see the blade properly.
Right.
It's a right-handed saw. So you must use your right hand. When I am left-handed, Drew, I will tell you that saw, especially the skill saw version that everyone used to use, is very torquey. When you fire it up, the motor pulls. It like torque steers. It goes pop, pulse. It's not going the direction of the blade. It's going the other direction. So it creates a thing. And also, they didn't have progressive triggers back then. Their triggers were on or off. They didn't have a dimmer. They figured out now that it's a lot safer to have the stuff ramp up instead of pow.
And when you say it pull, like it torques, yeah.
It wanted to roll.
Yeah.
It wanted to roll your
Yes,
hand.
understood.
And there I was using a skill saw with my left hand, because who would want to use your bad hand on this monster with the it's 40-tooth carbide blade, 7 1/4 spinning at 10,000 RPM. And you would always have to take the blade, the safety, and peel it back. You'd have to take it, pull it back, plug it with a nail to hold it back.
Is that so you could see?
Leave the blade. The way the safeties work on these saws is if you're cutting in a straight line, they'll work. If you try to go at an angle, they bind. They bind, and they're fucking dangerous. And then what happens is you have to manually move the safety out while you're using it. You cannot use the fucking safety if you're cutting in a direction, except for other than straight. So everybody immediately, first day, they take their safety, they peel it back, and they pin it back. Now you just have the blade exposed. And who the hell would want to hold on to that thing with their bad hand?
Right.
But as I realized I was trying to cut, I couldn't see the line.
With your left hand.
And I, of course, had a couple guys named Mike stand over me and go, "What the fuck are you doing? That looks like Snake River Canyon, dude." And they'd yell at me, "You're right-handed."
It's Oregon, right?
It's a right-handed saw.
Yeah.
So
he doesn't know what he's doing.
Well, obviously he doesn't know what he's doing. Karen Bass doesn't know what she's doing. But what I'm saying is I had to learn to use this saw with my right hand.
Yeah.
Fast forward several years, and I was actually better with my right hand because I worked at it.
Sure.
And that was the hand I used to use the high point
saw. It's like
saw.
if you learn to play tennis with your right hand or something. You'd get good at it eventually if you couldn't use your left. If you were left-handed. This is high point. We're looking at a definition
Processing
of
such automatic panel saws. Rip saws. See, this is how it works, isn't it, Drew? It's a worm drive saw or a hypoid saw, and it refers to the gearing on the saw. But this says high point saw, which is going to be something different. Industrial machinery from High Point Machinery Incorporated. But this is a skill saw, but you got to use the word poid, which is not a word people are familiar with.
What's the word?
Poid.
What does that mean?
Hypoid is a style of gearing, like ring and pinion or something.
Got it.
Or some version of that.
Interesting.
Hypoid saw, the Makita 7 hypoid saw, notably, a durable, high torque. Yeah, but I want to know the definition of high point. I
swear to God, I heard high point too, by the way.
Well, no, you heard. No. Let me explain what you two rank amateurs did.
What did we do?
And by the way, Andrew likes to lump himself in with you when he does retarded things. He's like, well, me and Drew, we suffer from, we have too big a frontal cortex, and we don't have room in our skull, so sometimes there's blank spots. Listen, you two eggheads, here's what you did. It's hypoid saw. You can check the thing. But poid doesn't mean anything.
Right.
It's a made-up word.
Yeah.
So you do a spell check, correction, and you go, did you mean high point?
Our brain does.
No, I'm sorry. You hear
hear high point.
The word that makes sense since poid is you're both been on the planet for a combined 95 years, and poid is not a word.
Correct.
Right.
It wasn't until you spelled it out. I'm like, whoa, I misheard that completely.
So now you have to look up hypoid, because I'm not looking to purchase a Makita hypoid saw. I want the definition of what hypoid means. And you can...
gear.
It's a type of spiral bevel gear where the pinion drive gear is offset from the center of the ring gear, allowing a drive shaft to be
It looks
lower,
kind of like
blah,
a
blah, blah.
differential sort of appearance.
It's a gearing.
Yeah.
It's a type of gearing that's in a saw versus a straight circular saw, like just the cheap ones you would buy. Like Andrew, your next saw, it's not going to be a hypoid saw. That's too much saw for you, bro. It's just going to be a circular saw. a circular saw where the blade is literally just on the armature of the motor.
That to me I always assumed that's how saws were made.
Right.
Yeah.
But not these, which are for
Yeah.
framing and like cutting beams and heavy duty. If it's heavy duty, need a bigger motor. I don't know why, but like a beam.
It's higher speed too. Maybe they get what?
A beam saw is a saw. The beam saws do not do the hypoid. I'm wrong. Takes a big man. Show me a beam saw, and I will show you a saw where the motor goes the same direction as the blade.
Yeah.
So why do you need a beam saw?
I don't know. Why do we need an audience? We lost them. Yeah,
See,
that's what I was assuming.
Motor
saws
goes
were.
the same way in a beam saw.
Yeah.
It takes a big man.
Well, what do they do with the safeties on the beam saw?
They got to pin them. They got to pull them back, pin them back. All right. So, what did we figure out? Well, the hypoid saw with the D.
Andrew and I don't listen quite properly. We inject.
No. You understand the word high, but the word poid doesn't exist. So you make it into point, which is what a person does. This is why when people say, they go, "What's your name?" Stephen. Stephen?
Yeah.
Stephen? You said Stephen.
Stephen.
No, because you made up a word
Right.
that I don't know. But I do know Stephen. Went to high school with a lot of them, so I'm going to modify it without knowing.
Yeah.
Because that's the way your brain
Listen,
works.
but what's
By the way,
weird,
it's good that's the way your brain works.
What's weird, though, is I heard NT when you pronounced hypoid. My memory put down NT.
Well, now we got to listen to the tape.
No. I'm not saying you did that. I'm just saying that's how weird.
No, that's what people do.
Yeah, that's what
Chuck doesn't do it because he's checked out, not because he's smart. He's not listening. He doesn't know what we're talking about. He's high. But the smart people misinterpret.
Thank you for giving us that.
Okay. Tomorrow night, Las Vegas, everyone. Kimmel's Comedy Club. That's 4 shows, so come on out. And then Covina Laugh Factory. I think Drew should come by because we got a guest that I cannot mention for reasons.
Okay.
Fox Theater after that, State Theater after that, Visalia, Modesto. Go to amcroll.com for all the live shows. What do you got?
That's X at Dr. Drew, DRDRW, and Instagram at Dr. Drew Pinsky, DRDRW.
And our Spencer Pratt vlog is out too, so you want to check that out. Until next time, Amcroll, Dr. Drew saying, mahalo.